by how large this group is. I guess I was told to share my story as a Muslim in America. I moved here in 1997 when I got married, and I originally moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. And I had grown up hearing all these stories about America, and I was really excited to be here. I had read stories about Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement, and that had really resonated with me growing up. And so when I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, I think one of the things that I was really struck by was I was working at Crisis Assistance Ministry, and one day while we were serving people, helping them, so Crisis Assistance Ministry, for those of you who don't know, helps people make ends meet, so people who can't make ends meet. So one day while I was there, we were going out to bring in our next client for an intake meeting, and one of the people who came, the next person who came in was a Caucasian person, and they said to us, as the intake person, Melissa and myself, that, well, we're really glad that we're coming in to be with our own kind now. And then at that moment, I was struck by the fact that the majority of the clients who came to Crisis Assistance Ministry were actually African American. I'd never realized it before. I think partially because I'm slightly colorblind. I grew up going to international schools. I didn't grow up in Pakistan. I grew up in the Middle East, London, Kuwait, Malaysia, Bahrain. And so I don't think about people, I don't think about the color of their skin or where they're from because I grew up in such diverse communities. And when she said that, it just troubled me so much. So after that meeting, I went and I spoke to the supervisor, who was also white. And then at that point, I noticed that everybody who was in the supervisory role was white, and then all the people outside in the clientele were African American. And I told her that I was troubled by this remark, and I was wondering why the demographic was the way that it was. And she said, it's really the history of this place, and it's the history of slavery in this place, and we still haven't been able to come out of that. But that made me realize in that moment that the civil rights movement was not a thing of the past. It's something that continues on to today, and I felt an obligation to be involved with that because I was, as a child growing up, reading about Martin Luther King and history. So I became engaged in civic life. I will say that I've never been accosted or discriminated against, but I do recall that when I lived in North Carolina, while I was never accosted, I felt like racism was just beneath the surface, that it was in the way that people spoke to you, that the way that people treated you. This was back in 1997 when North Carolina was not that diverse, or Charlotte, where I lived, was not that diverse. I understand it's changed now. And so when we moved to New Jersey, I was really happy because I felt much more comfortable because there is so much diversity in New Jersey. And then 9/11 happened, and slowly, that comfort started to dissipate because people once again began to look at you because you wore a scarf. I've never worn a scarf, or friends of mine who wore a scarf have been accosted, and so I got involved with an organization called CARE, which is the largest Muslim advocacy group in the nation. And one of the things while working at CARE, the Pew survey came out about Muslims, and what it said was that 3 out of 4 Americans have negative perceptions about Muslims. 1 out of 4 Americans have positive perceptions. And coincidentally, 1 out of 4 Americans actually knew Muslims. And so the correlation was that if you know a Muslim, then you have a positive perception about Muslims. So I made it my mission to go out and talk, and I came to Princeton Public Library to talk about women and this notion that women in Islam are repressed. And just by my getting up here and speaking, I hope I thwarted that notion. And I got very involved in fighting in the civil rights movement, and I currently serve on the board of PACLU New Jersey. And I advocated for the rights of Muslims, and that's how I actually got involved with PACLU New Jersey. So, it's been a journey, and as this most recent election has come about, I think my anxiety level has gotten to the point where I want someone to tell me that I'm being irrational. I really want someone to tell me that all my fears and all my anxieties for my son, for myself, for my friends, for African American men, because under a black president, the number of African American men who were killed by law enforcement that killing was rampant, and I worry about a time in when our racist feelings have been spoken to, and basically people are emboldened to act on their worst impulses. I worry about the African American community in this time and what that means for us. I worry about the rise of anti-Semitism. I worry about undocumented immigrants, families being torn apart. And I worry about myself, and I worry about myself about my son. You know, I went to a Jewish friend, and I told her, you know, since this election I've been feeling really anxious, and I invested in a security system because I realized that 1.5 million people in New Jersey had voted for Donald Trump. And since then I've been feeling this anxiety. And so I really just wanted her to tell me, you're being irrational. And what she said to me was, well, you know, just make sure your passport's not expired. Okay, thanks. I really didn't want to hear that.
Well, that was reassuring.
So, you know, I think there's a level of anxiety in the country, and, you know, I thank you for organizing this forum and bringing us here to talk. You know, I think that, you know, there's a lot of work that remains to be done in terms of the civil rights movement, not just for the African American community, but also for the undocumented immigrants who are in this country, and fighting for their rights, and for Muslim Americans. And so I hope we can all join together and work towards that.